What if I told you that there's a secret setting in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone, or even Battlefield, pretty much any FPS shooter that you play, to make your aim that much nuttier, your flicks that much more crisp, and your tracking a lot easier? What's going on, everybody? My name is the Dryer Newt, and I have years of FPS experience. Over the past couple of years, I've been playing on mouse and keyboard, and I'm really well known for my aim. But there's a big misconception in the community, the aiming community, and especially when it comes to FPS shooters like Battlefield or Modern Warfare or Call of Duty for that matter, monitor coefficient. There's a huge misconception when it comes to what monitor coefficient you should play on and how they actually work. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been doing a ton of research and talking to my peers about monitor coefficient. And in today's video, we're going to be finding out what the best monitor coefficient is for you. So I have prepared a couple of slides here to show what I'm talking about. And I want to say these slides are not a one-to-one replica of a 1920 or a 1440p monitor. This is just to get the point across. So on screen right now, we have a slide that I have prepared for you with the different coefficients, starting from the center, which is a 0 coefficient, onwards to the outside, which is a 100 monitor coefficient, 133 monitor coefficient, 178% monitor coefficient. The most common monitor coefficient used today, and is actually the default in the likes of Battlefield and Call of Duty, is 133 monitor coefficient. So how 133 monitor coefficient works is it gives the illusion of your flicks being more consistent, and it is honestly a shortcut to flicking and making your flicks feel more better. It's just a feeling of better, because how it works is you're flicking towards the outer portion of your screen. So at 133%, you are flicking towards the outside of your screen. So basically anything that is off your screen, and when you flick over to it, it will feel a lot better. But the 133 or 178 is the same exact thing. Flicking towards the outside of your screen, it's going to feel a lot better. But why are we constantly adjusting our flicks or something outside of our screen? See, the problem with this is that anything outside 133 or the outside of your screen, when you flick to it, it's going to feel a lot more natural. But anything flicking on screen will not feel natural. So anything in the middle, between the middle of your screen outwards to the 100, is going to feel completely foreign, and it's not going to feel good. Now, the way that 0 monitor coefficient works is that everything, it scales from the center of your screen outwards. So theoretically, a 0 monitor coefficient, since we're scaling everything outwards, is going to feel better, and it's going to be the same distance no matter where we're at on our screen, because it's scaling from the center of the screen to the outside of the screen. Now, mathematically, and I'm going to link down in the description below Mouse Sensitivity's article on this, you want to be calculating from the center of your screen outwards, because this is going to build your muscle memory the fastest, and it's going to be the most consistent within each game. 0 monitor coefficient, since it's going from the center of your screen outward, is going to feel a lot better and a lot more consistent than 133 or 178 or even 100 for that matter, because all those monitor coefficients do is calculate towards the edge of your screen. So anything towards the edge of your screen is going to feel really nice, but anything on screen is going to feel really foreign. Now, monitor coefficient, and a big misconception, is that it only has to do with your horizontal sensitivity, but it also has to do with your vertical sensitivity. That is why when you go from a lower monitor coefficient, say you go from 1.78 to 133, it's going to feel different, especially when it comes to controlling recoil, because you are calculating from the outer portion of your screen, the outer edge of your screen. So recoil control is going to feel really nice, whereas a zero monitor coefficient is going to feel really difficult to control recoil because you're going from the center of your screen to control the recoil. That's why I personally, when I first started playing Call of Duty and over many years, I have played at a 4 in-game sensitivity, 800 DPI, 120 FOV, and 1.78 monitor coefficient. Recoil control was really nice, and I was able to control almost everything that I wanted, but it was really hard to replicate flicks all the time. Now, with the zero monitor coefficient, I actually play at a 6 in-game sensitivity and a 800 DPI, 120 in the zero monitor coefficient, because controlling recoil at a lower sensitivity on a monitor coefficient of 0 is very, very difficult. So that is why I suggest you bump your sensitivity up, because you're calculating, like I said many times before, with the zero monitor coefficient from the center of your screen. So basically you're going to feel like you have to pull down a lot more. That's why I raised my sensitivity to counteract that. And since I did that, I was able to build muscle memory really, really fast, because everything, the flicks, the micro adjustments, all were the exact same, because it was calculating from the center of my screen towards the outside of my screen. So I hope you learned something new today from this video. Let me know down in the comment section below if this has swayed you to switch to a zero monitor coefficient. As always, guys, remember to stay blessed and stay humble. We all have a bunch of FPS tips and tricks here, and I'm looking forward to the next integration of Call of Duty Warzone and Vanguard. A lot more tips and tricks and the new Battlefield coming at you guys soon. Peace all. Deuces.